responding to emergencies, and protecting the most vulnerable among us. Our mission is making America's communities stronger.
We are one family, and therefore we care.
We are the American Legion, veterans strengthening America. To learn how you can help, visit legion.org.
Now time for sports on 680 KFEQ and 95.3 FM.
I'm Matt Pike with sports. The Chiefs are continuing to gear up for their Week 5 matchup. Kansas City will host the New Orleans Saints on Monday Night Football at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium. Defensive ends Mike Dana, running back Kareem Hunt, and wide receiver McCole Hardman were limited during yesterday's practice. Linebacker Nick Bolton and defensive tackle Derek Nottie were listed as full participants on the injury report. Defensive end George Karlaftis says the Chiefs' defense will have their hands full with the Saints' offense on Monday.
They have playmakers all over the field, starting with their quarterback, their linesman, off to a great start. Obviously, their running back, their receivers, so they're a great team. Their record indicates that and what they've done offensively. So, we'll have our hands full.
The Chiefs currently sit at top of the AFC West at 4-0. They've won 3 straight over New Orleans, dating back to 2012. Let's take a look at your high school football schedule here for this evening. Week 6 in Missouri, Week 5 in Kansas. All these games happening at 7 p.m. unless otherwise noted. In the NBC Conference, Cameron's at Savannah. Maryville is hosting Benton. Chillicothe's at Lafayette. St. Pius is at St. James Academy out of Kansas. And then Bishop LaFond is at Kansas City East Christian. In Suburban, Central is at Oak Park. Then in the KCI, East Buchanan hosts Hamilton. Laser is hosting Mid Buchanan. North Platts at South Shelby. Lawson is at West Platts. Plattsburgh is at New Heights Christian Academy. In the GRC 11, Trenton's at Milan. South Harrison hosts Maysville. Gallatin is home to Brookfield. And then Putnam County hosts Polo. Then GRC 8, King City is home against North Andrew. Plattsburgh hosts St. Joseph Christian. Princeton hosts Albany. Danbury is home to Worth County. Flat Valley is at South Holt. Mount City is at DeKalb. In the 275 Conference, East Atchison is at Stewartsville. Nottoway Valley is at Rockport. Then in Northeast Kansas, Atchison is at Washington. Hiawatha is at Hayden. Troy at Donovan West. Riverside, the well-known home team, hosting Port. Tune into KFEQ every Friday night with me, Matt Pike, for the regular season and in the districts, 10 to midnight for Friday Night Lights. Scores interviews with area coaches. That starts tonight, 10 o'clock to midnight. The Missouri Tigers return to SEC play tomorrow for their first road game of the season, taking on the Texas A&M Aggies at College Station. KFEQ will join pregame at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Kickoff will be at 11 a.m. Game will be televised on ABC. KFEQ also the Kansas City Royals as they start their run in the ALDS against a long storied rival, the New York Yankees. First pitch at 5:38. Pregame will be at 5 o'clock here on KFEQ. Game televised on CBS. That's sports. I'm Matt Pike.
The most up-to-date weather forecast here on KFEQ.
Clear sailing across our area for the early morning time. Our low settling down to the upper 50s. Unseasonably hot weather Saturday. Highs are sneaking up to the low to even a few mid-90s with a gusty south to southwesterly wind and then another front moving in. We'll see clear conditions Saturday night, the low 50s. We're into the 70s on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value for your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
My whole identity had been wrapped up in being a soldier. To have that so violently ripped from me when I was wounded, I was lost for a very long time. When Wounded Warrior Project came into my life, being around the other warriors, people that had similar experiences that I did, it was a game changer for me. Having joined the group, that was the beginning of a really good friendship. It's a good time. I first heard about Wounded Warrior Project through CQ, and at first I was kind of like, I don't know if I qualify. But having been a part of it, kind of taught me that it's not just the wounds that you can see, but it's those that you can't. When you do something like a peer support group, which will the Warrior Project and come together
first.
through different walks of life.
Where you want to go? There's a pumpkin fest in town.
I know.
I really don't think that I'd be.
You know how to get to it?
See how we help warriors combat stigma.
Then chill.
WoundedWarriorProject.org/combat stigma.
I never realized that I'd be taking care of a 2-year-old and a 9-year-old on my own. I think men can be a little stubborn sometimes where pride gets in the way and they may want the help, they may not know how to ask. With my traditions, with the family support in line, and just with my mind frame, I was able to turn a negative into a positive. I knew I needed more tools in my toolbox to take care of these little girls that had just lost their mother. It's time for me to be that father that I knew I could be. I think just being that good role model as well, that models good behavior in front of them, going to work every day, coming home and being able to put on that smile. The biggest reward about being a dad is sitting back and watching your kids be happy. Never stop being a dad. That's dedication. Find out more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Late afternoons continue on 680 KFEQ and 95.3 FM St. Joe. Now here's your Ag News.
With Ag News, I'm Nathan Steedley. USDA's Deputy Secretary Xochitl Torres-Small says the agency is partnering with farmers and small businesses to expand access to clean energy and lower energy bills through the REAP program, or the Rural Energy for America program. Farmers and rural business owners deserve more access to affordable energy, she says. That's why I'm proud to announce an additional $104 million in REAP loans and grants that will lower energy costs for farmers and small businesses and help them expand their operations. That $104 million in loans and grants will support more than 300 clean energy projects in 34 separate states. The REAP program helps ag producers and rural small business owners expand their use of wind, solar, geothermal, and small hydropower energy to make energy efficiency improvements. Torres-Small added that these innovations will help those in rural America increase their income and grow their businesses while lowering energy costs for American families. September runoff in the upper Missouri River Basin was well below average, continuing the below average runoff in 2024. Although Montana precipitation was much wetter than normal, much of the basin stayed dry and warm, causing the September runoff in all reaches above Gavin's Point to be well below average, says John Remus of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Runoff in the basin below Sioux City, Iowa, has also been well below average during the late summer and early fall, so system releases from Gavin's Point Dam have been increased to maintain the flow support to meet downstream navigation targets. Central Montana saw greater than 150% of normal precipitation during a few days in September. The rest of the upper basin received less than 25% of its normal precipitation. September's runoff was 0.8 million acre feet. Is that in Brazil? 66% of the average above Sioux City. The total water in the system on October 1 was 43.5 million acre feet. That's been a look at your Ag News on KFEQ. I'm Nathan Steedley.
Every 2 minutes, a woman in the U.S. is diagnosed with breast cancer. And in that split-second moment in time, her life changes forever. The toll of breast cancer is great. The need to support those who are battling the disease today is even greater. And that's why when others look away, Susan G. Komen leans in. We're fighting alongside patients because we know one moment can change a lifetime. Fighting breast cancer takes funding for research to discover the next new treatment, providing access to quality and affordable health care, and people willing to take action by raising funds and raising their voice to advocate for others. United by hope, we can end breast cancer. Join our fight. Save lives.
News commentary.
FEMA wasted your money on illegal immigrants, and you should be furious. I'm Tommy Laren. More next.
Donald Trump Jr. here. Since January of 2021, the cost of living has increased by 17.9%. You can't get that money back, but you can stop your losses by diversifying into a gold IRA from my friends at Birch Gold Group. To learn more, get your free info kit on gold IRAs by texting the word SHELTER to 989898. That's SHELTER to the number 989898 to get your free info kit from Birch Gold now. That's what you take a rate rate.
All Americans in the southeast are struggling to stay above water, literally and figuratively, in the aftermath of Hurricane Helene, and hurricane season is far from over. Your tax dollars allocated to FEMA should be available to help, but too bad, so sad, because that money has gone to illegal immigrant care instead. DHS Secretary Mayorkas was forced to admit FEMA doesn't have funds to get Americans through hurricane season, but it's important to note that DHS allocated over $640 million this year in FEMA-administered funds to aid state and local governments dealing with the invasion of asylum seekers. Now compare that to the $4 million that's been paid directly to the folks in the week since Hurricane Helene devastated the southeast. Americans are not only getting the short end of the stick, we are funding the stick and then getting the short end of it to boot. Mayorkas should resign in shame immediately. I'm Tommy Lahren, and you can watch my show, Tommy Lahren is Fearless, at Outkick.com.
Today, 1 in 5 working-age Americans has a mental health condition. People in all types of jobs and at all levels